Hey, peace, world. I mean that from the bottom of the heart. This is the Pay Me No Mind Sports and Entertainment channel. My name is Wood. Please consider becoming a subscriber for entertainment and sports updates. Man, it's like day three in a different world, or the new world, or the new normal world, however you're looking at it. But look, man, the sports world is has ground to a halt. Um, the big sports, basketball is trying to come back. You might have heard that four Brooklyn Nets had the tested positive for the coronavirus or COVID-19. Kevin Durant was one of those individuals. Um, I think the current thinking on the NBA is that they are monitoring the situation and trying to hold on to a return of some kind, whether it's a couple of games in the playoffs or whether it's straight into the playoffs or a pared down version of the playoffs. Who knows? The NFL business is booming. You probably heard that Tom Brady, after 20 seasons with the New England Patriots, went to social media to announce that he's moving on, and it seems like the likely landing place, a bit unexpected, is Tampa Bay. I don't hate that with Arians down there. Couple of good young wide receivers, or younger wide receivers. Um, Tampa Bay back in the day brought in an older quarterback in Brad Johnson and had some success. And we'll see what Brady does at this late stage in his career. What else? What else? I'm tempted to go into some of the college basketball kind of season-ending awards and whatnot. I didn't think it was a good idea to go into too many of the. I haven't really even checked out any of the simulations. I didn't care about brackets. I think without the completion of conference championship week, I just didn't see a need to look at it, to look at any brackets or anything. Um, and then I'm seeing awards from different sources, but I don't think there's been anything definitive yet. With player of the year, coach of the year, I think like different outlets have named their player of the year. So I'll leave that till later. Um, Getting into some bite down boxing. The schedule, I guess in general, I recorded like a few of these this morning trying to tap in on what I really wanted to get into. And really there's not a lot. The schedule is up in the air, and it seems like the dates that might they're tentative, but we're kind of it's kind of wait and see. But it's like, can things really come back in June? So the mid June for Joshua and Pulev was out there. Um, there's like there's the high possible, in all likelihood, the trilogy between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, which was July, probably has to be moved back. And how do these things being these fights shifting backwards, how does that affect stuff? Does Chisora and Usyk, does that still make it? Everything is up in the air. So make what you will of that. Rest in peace to 58-year-old Roger Mayweather. Some of these, for the clickbait stuff to tag Floyd Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and whatnot. It's a shame a man can be a super featherweight and super lightweight champion on his own, on his own name. And now that he passes away, is still promoted out there as the uncle of Floyd Mayweather, blah, 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 or, Floyd's uncle, blah, blah, blah. The man, he did it on his own back, his own sweat equity. Two division world champion, 70 some odd fights, maybe 72 fights. Had some. It's crazy that he closed out his career with the Costa Zoo. losing a 12 rounder, I believe, overseas somewhere. So I had to go on the road, and took a good beating. Lost to Purnell, lost to Chavez Jr., stopped by him. But also, known as the Black Mamba. He was battling complications from diabetes and whatnot, and just health problems. Kind of led to his demise. Like I said, at 58 years old, that's relatively young. And it seemed like he's been struggling the last several years. We hadn't seen much from him out in the public eye and whatnot after. And I understand, as a trainer and guiding his nephew, Floyd Mayweather, into the huge paydays before Big Floyd came back into the picture. So it's a sad day, man. Like I said, a former two-time two-division world champion. Had a number of other titles along the way. The IBO title I saw, and some of those junior titles and whatnot. But one of the biggest names in boxing in the last 20 years, the Mayweather name. He was a representative of all of that. And had a lot of success with his nephew being in the corner. We all know, a passionate guy. I'm seeing a lot of reports out here of people having positive interactions with him, and we all saw him in the Jordan sweatsuit or tracksuit entering the ring to take care of business with Zab Judah if necessary after the intentional fouls in that head-to-head fight. But lift up the Mayweather family. Floyd definitely in the wake of losing, of Josie Harris being found dead in a vehicle last week. He's going through some things. So that's that. Other than that, man, last few minutes, I'm just shifting over as boxing is halted, the sports world is halted. Kind of building a COVID-19 watch list. So really quickly, man, I'm in the middle of finishing up season 1 of Netflix's series You. I don't know if I'm in for season 2, man. All the narration, there's built around this relationship to some young lovers. But then, it's no TNA. And then it's kind of a small world. I mean, it's spent so much time on just these two characters in this bookshop, and then their apartments, and in the bedroom and whatnot. Like I said, I've heard great things about it, but I don't know if I'm in it long term. I'm like on episode 4 of HBO's The Outsider. Very interesting story. It's based on some Stephen King novel, and then Richard Price is putting together the converting it to the screen, and so the first few episodes are very intriguing, very compelling, but I think a big reveal is happening around the 4th and 5th episode, and that's where it could get a little tricky for me. Is it well executed, or some of the Stephen King stuff has went off the tracks, midway through. So, and I don't know if that's where this one is heading, but I like it to this point. No spoilers there. I'm not gonna give any spoilers there. And then my last one that I'm almost through the first season of, which it's a standalone season. It was led by David Lindelof. Is HBO's The Watchmen with Regina King. Who else is on there? Yahya Abdul Mateen II, who I think is a guy who's poised out to really have some big years in the upcoming future. But The Watchmen is I'm on probably the 8th episode, man, and it's a little out there because it's, they're doing two things. They're talking. It has a lot of flashbacks going on with Jeremy Irons and his character. Lou Gossett Jr.'s in it. I can't remember the lady's name from back in the day from Designing Women, but it's showing you what's going on now, and then it's showing you kind of why what's going on is now with the flashbacks. And like I said, I'm in the 8th or 9th episode of that one. I believe it's 10 episodes for the first season, so I'm gonna finish it. It's not horrible, but it does get a little redundant because you kind of tuned in thinking that there's some kind of heroism or something here, the superhero genre, and it's really it's different. It's different, but I think you can get into the first 5 or 6 episodes, be happy. Like I said, some weird stuff is going on, and you can read ahead to understand what Jeremy Irons' character is about and whatnot. But if you just want to keep it clean and watch it as the episodes unfold, I think you can get through the first 5 or 6 without throwing in the being done. And then you turn around and you're like where I am at 8 or 9. It's like, let me go on and finish this. Right now, there's no plans for a season 2 because David Lindelof is he just wanted to do this one season and won't be returning unless he said unless he has a great idea that comes to him that he's really motivated by would be the only way that he would return. So and it's a lot of money behind it, so it's well done. It's well produced. It looks good. Some good performances in Regina King and the guy that's playing Looking Glass. It's good HBO programming. So that's pretty much that, man. Like I said, I'll be adding some new shows here shortly. Trying to fill the time on the open schedule. Feel free to holler at me. Let me know what's going on your way in terms or as it relates to COVID-19. We're not in a shutdown here or a quarantine or a lockdown, but we are practicing social distancing. I hope you are as well. And I don't want to throw any predictions out there or speculate, what's to unfold in the next couple of months. Probably have your own thoughts on it, but do your best to stay safe. And hopefully, man, like I said, hopefully in terms of boxing, what's on the schedule, what was being planned for June, hopefully, especially in the mid to late June, hopefully some of those things can stay on the calendar. Actually, I'm tripping. June, July. So, so the trilogy it has a chance. The trilogy with Wilder and Fury, it has a chance to stay intact. I got those backwards for a minute. Crazy. But anyway, man, pay me no mind, sports. Oh, I just saw the video for the first video from a written testimony from Jay Electronica with Jay-Z. Make what you will of it. They did the Ghost of Slim, Soldier Slim. And what I was saying, like, you don't get the sense that this was really, them in the studio with late nights and, a lot of interaction putting this project together. You don't see them in the video. It's just footage of the civil rights era and kind of the rise of the different pro-black or black power organizations from back in the 60s and 70s. It's just random footage from that. And again, like I said, that's an important part of a project for me is the interaction and the time spent between the two individuals. So I get the sense of what was really trying to be accomplished here and kind of tap into more so of what I'm listening to, what I'm supposed to be enjoying. But anyway, man, let me get on out of here. Pay me no mind. Sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.